But since niggas seen all of the Avengers Doomsday trailers that they released, I low-key wanted to get a breakdown, I'm not gonna lie. And don't mind the energy. Today, I'm low-key, like I said, I'm in a chill vibe. I'm not even, like, this stream wasn't supposed to happen, but we're doing it, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Let's get to the video, you know what I mean?
Avengers Doomsday's first 4 teasers have all now officially released on YouTube. And in this video, we're going to properly break down all 4 teasers, the details we missed, how they all connect, how many more teaser trailers Marvel will release.
Nah, the Black Panther one with Fantastic Four, the Thing in it, I was not expecting. That shit was fire. That shit was fire. Even though it was only a minute.
With the 4th teaser releasing on YouTube, Marvel Studios also began live streaming the official countdown clock to December 18th, and the Russo brothers posted on Instagram the 4th teaser with this caption: "What you've been watching for the past 4 weeks are not teasers or trailers, they are stories, they are clues. Pay attention. Doomsday has begun."
Whoa! They're not teasers. They're not trailers. They are stories. Whoa, what the fuck does that mean? So what I'm getting is that these niggas just gave us a glimpse. Niggas told us to pay attention. Nigga, you don't think niggas is paying attention to every little detail that you done put into a fucking teaser or anything you drop in regards to Doomsday, gang? Bro, what I'm getting is that these niggas just showed us the different timelines within the movie. So there's gonna be different timelines in the movie where the crossovers have already happened. So it's not gonna be like a shock or some crazy shit like if Fantastic Four is with Black Panther, that was already established in that timeline. So when Doomsday happens, they're already gonna like it. I don't know. Let's see what this nigga's gonna say.
So these scenes may be in the movie, they may not be, but they do give us clues of what the current circumstances are in this film. So with all of this in mind, let's take an even deeper look behind these clues. Before we get into it, we have some fun Doomsday-inspired shirt designs available at our merch store. Shop like this Open Your Eyes shirt.
That's fire.
Battle design. Grab it and get for yourself or that special nerd. It's just a great way to support us as new rock stars. Okay, the first teaser, which played in front of the week 1 screenings of Avatar Fire Nation, then released on YouTube.
You know what I just peeped? My fault, gig. This shit probably sound weird as hell because I got my headset on, but let's put the headset on. I bet. No, not yet.
Focuses on Steve Rogers. Our initial video on this is and then released on YouTube on December 23rd, 2025. Focuses on Steve Rogers. Our initial video on this is right here. But this Steve Rogers-centric teaser, which some online have compared to the need for a Skyreese commercial, shows Steve driving his 1950 Triumph T100 down a rural road past a farm windmill. Now, the official screenplay for Avengers Endgame said that he and Peggy's house was in a neighborhood of Washington, D.C., 1949. And we did see another car passing that house in the Endgame shot, suggesting that it wasn't some podunk in the middle of nowhere place. But I gotta say, this farm does look pretty far outside of the district. And one detail I did not spot was this secondary set of tire tracks that goes out into the field on the left, like some other car chaotically sped toward or away from where Steve is now headed. Once he goes inside, Steve pulls out his blue Captain America uniform, the one he was wearing at the beginning of his return journey at the end of Avengers Endgame, to return all the Infinity Stones and Mjolnir to the places and times from which they were taken during the time heist, all to prevent the dangerous disruptions to the time stream that the Ancient One warned Bruce Banner about.
The Infinity Stones create what you experience as the flow of time. Remove one of the stones, and that flow splits. Now, this may benefit your reality, but my new one, not so much. In this new branch reality, Without our chief weapon against the forces of darkness, our world would be overrun.
Right.
Millions will suffer.
But Steve puts
Right.
his suit in a chest as if he's retiring his role as Cap forever as he faces fatherhood. Steve now rocks this sleeping baby. Now, I spend so much time theorizing about why all of these teasers center around parenthood and the threat to the children that I didn't really get to who this baby is. Steve
Nah,
Rogers and
facts.
Peggy
Who is
Carter
this
in
nigga?
most of the history
It
of
gotta be his kid. It gotta be his kid.
or never get to have a kid. Across the multiverse, Steve Rogers has kids with other characters. There's Sarah
What?
Rogers, aka Crusader, Steve's daughter with Rogue in the 1985 Secret Wars. There's various what-if storylines that led to Steve and Wanda having twins. Steve and Natasha in the next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow have a son.
W movie. W fucking movie, bro. This was a childhood classic, bro.
Named James Rogers, raised in secret by Tony Stark after they died. But the only example we have of Steve and Peggy's child is Sharon Rogers, a character from Marvel Future Fight, introduced in 2016. She wears a headpiece not unlike the tiara of Scarlet Witch. But something tells me that Avengers Doomsday ain't gonna name this baby Sharon, maybe because it would bring some awkward attention to the fact that this same character of Steve Rogers hooked up with Peggy's descendant of Sharon Carter. Also, this baby is dressed in blue, and there is a blue tub in the background. And in 1949, in rural America, heteronormative standards would make it a bit uncommon to dress a baby girl in blue. So I'm gonna guess this is a boy. And I'm also thinking that this is just a very different character that the Doomsday script is introducing. Like, I've seen some theories out there that this
Bro, I'm telling you, I think that this is literally a different timeline with Steve Rogers, and he does have a kid, and it probably is his kid, and he's gonna be conjoined within fighting Doctor Doom somehow.
Be a version of Brian Braddock, Captain Britain, but I don't know about that because A, this kid is in America right now. He's not gonna have a British accent despite who his mama is. And in Marvel Comics, Brian Braddock was born to Lord James and Lady Elizabeth Braddock, and he's a younger twin brother of the mutant Psylocke. But I will give you this, maybe, just maybe, all of these kids that are being taken might have a shared mutant status, an X gene. In the day they did let me write a joke theory on their whiteboard.
Okay, after seeing the teaser for
Wait. Earlier this month, AGBO surprised Eric with the first teaser for Avengers Doomsday. Thank you to the whole AGBO team and to co-director Anthony Russo for including new rock stars in this special event. W.
Here is my theory that I've written on, the official production office's board. Theory: Steve's baby will open their eyes and say, "Daddy is doomed," and then transform into Robert Downey Jr. and slap Steve across the face. I'm pretty sure that's what was being set up there.
Okay.
Hey, their official social
All
account
right,
did
buddy.
share me doing this, saying it was their favorite theory. So, theory time! Maybe this baby could actually become the multiversally loose Victor Von Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr. in this movie. This could be his origin story. He could be a baby who is never supposed to be born, a baby whose whole universe is a mistake, a universe formed by Steve Rogers selfishly staying behind in 1949, a universe that gets devoured in an incursion that young Victor somehow uses his technological prowess to escape. Maybe even the quantum tech that he inherited.
I don't know about that, buddy. You're losing me.
From his father. Hey, maybe even the focus on Steve's motorcycle maker of Triumph, and a synonym of Triumph is victory. Maybe a clue that this kid's name is Victor. Yeah, it's a reach theory, the first of many I'm gonna throw out there to give our 2026 What We Got Wrong video lots of.
This nigga done lost me, buddy. I don't think that Steve Rogers is the father of Victor Von Doom. That just seems preposterous.
Now, the second teaser played in front of the week 2 screenings of Avatar Fire and Ash and uploaded to YouTube on December 30th, 2025. It features Thor praying for the safety of his adopted daughter figure from Thor Love and Thunder named Love.
Father, all my life I have answered every call to honor, duty, to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child, a life untouched by the storm. Lend me the strength of the old fathers so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her, not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
So before, in this video, I noted that Thor is carrying Stormbreaker here. He's not carrying the reassembled version of Mjolnir that he had at the end of Thor Love and Thunder. It was Love who carried Stormbreaker into that final battle, so it suggests that that girl was taken. Now, why is Thor's hair short again? Thor's hair was only buzzed as a consequence of being brought to Sakaar in Thor Ragnarok as a warrior fighting in the Grandmaster's arena. A gladiator haircut given to him by Stan Lee. But he continued to rock that cut in Infinity War, but then 5 years later in Endgame, and after that in Thor Love and Thunder, he was back to the long locks. I don't know, maybe you could say the short hair is Thor's god killer look, especially when he's facing this new enemy he references who might have cured Thanos. But now I'm trying to figure out what Love's stuffed animal is. Is it supposed to be the original version from Father Gore? Some are saying it looks like a unicorn, which could be from that.
Nah, that animal looks like the animal from Rocket's movie. His girlfriend, I think. I forgot her name, but like she was like an otter or some shit.
For Father Gore, some are saying it looks like a unicorn, which could be from that planet full of unicorns that Thor told Jane Foster about in What If Season 1 Episode 7. Or is that stuffed animal, you guessed it, a form of Dr. Doom that took this girl out of her bed?
Oh my god, bro.
The best of these 4 teasers was the X-Men one that played in week 3 of Avatar Fire and Ash screenings and uploaded to YouTube on January 6th, 2026. My initial video about this trailer is here, but I found a lot of new details in this teaser alone. First,
did you?
This mansion isn't exactly the parts of the estate that we've seen in past X-Men movies. Specifically, we are in a larger room with 2 spiral staircases and round columns containing books that appears to be part of a library or archives. In the distance of this room, we see a stained glass window, which I assume is the Xavier family crest with the X, which is where Charles likely derived the X-Men logo. But you can also see this Latin motto, Fiat Lux Fiat Vis, or let there be light, let there be strength. Let there be light being the first word spoken by God the Creator in the book of Genesis to breathe existence into the universe. Mankind, or I suppose mutant kind, would have the strength to survive. In my past video, I made a big stink about this chess piece, claiming it was a queen and thus a Scarlet Witch clue. No, I was wrong. It's definitely a king, and the piece to the left of it is a rook. It's the Black King that levitates here, and some of you also came after me for speculating that if this piece was not metal, it would have to be Charles levitating it with telekinesis. Some saying that Charles only has telepathy and mind control, not telekinesis, but in fact, Charles Xavier does have minor amounts of telekinesis as well in the comics. It just wasn't as pronounced in the films, but I always assumed in the films he was using telekinesis to move his chair. But anyway, I'm going to assume that all of these chess pieces have metal and—
Nigga, you thought he was moving around with his mind? This whole time?
Telekinesis to move his chair. But anyway, I'm going to assume that all of these chess pieces have metal, and it's just kind of a callback to the ending of 2006's X-Men The Last Stand when Magneto showed his powers were returning by moving the chess piece. But specifically, the Black King is in checkmate here. Looks like the Black King is in B2 with the metal rook in A2, and that looks like a black rook, the King's rook, in C1. And the pesky metal knight is over there in D2. So if the Black King were to try to take the rook, it's still checkmate because the metal—
How the fuck does he see where they're placed? You can't even see the board, bruh.
Could take it. The Black King can't move forward to B3 because of that pesky knight, can't move back to B1 because of that knight, and then its own pieces block it off to any diagonal moves into the C column. So really the Black King is being levitated here to topple it, to signal an acceptance of checkmate. I go into this because we did break down the exact chessboard configuration in our breakdown of the first X-Men film that we did in 2024, so I just like to do this whenever we can. I just love the exchange of dialogue between Charles and Eric here.
Death comes for us all. That's all I know for sure. The question isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
These 2 old friends clasp hands, both looking worse for wear. Thank you to BetterHelp.
Yeah, bro, that nigga look old as shit, bro.
Clasp hands.
He looked the same, bro. This nigga always looks the same. In all these years, he looks the same.
Both looking worse.
But this nigga, holy fuck. This nigga looks, yeah. This is crazy, bro.
For where. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. This past year was a lot. If you're coming into 2026 feeling a little heavy or overwhelmed, or feeling overwhelmed by a pattern of feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. We can all use a little support from time to time. And one of the things I rely on to help me unpack everything and feel lighter is therapy. It's a great within the best. Meanwhile, Cyclops is outside fighting Sentinels, and I gotta
Wait,
keep
what?
feeling lighter in 2026. Meanwhile, Cyclops is outside fighting Sentinels, and I gotta keep.
How do you know that?
This is the best Cyclops has ever looked in live action. Just the intensity that James Marsden brings here. You'll notice there is a hint of silver metal in Cyclops' eyepiece as he removes it, which some are trying to compare to the futury sunglasses that Scott is seen wearing in the final scene of X-Men Days of Future Past. And
okay.
While we do see a giant Sentinel stomping behind him.
But how do you, how does this nigga know that these are Sentinels and not like, not Sentinels?
Is another Sentinel that we see standing in the background on the far right, and I think between that Sentinel and...
Oh, fuck. No. Not the recording. Hold on, I actually gotta fix this real quick. Momentary interlude. Momentary interlude. We got that. We got that. We got that. Momentary interlude. Momentary interlude. I bet we should be good now. We should be good now. Alright, let's get it.
God in the center, that is a severed Sentinel head lying on the ground more immediately to his right.
Oh.
Cyclops' look recently in an...
That's how he knows it's a Sentinel.
Lying on the ground more immediately to his right. Now, when asked about Cyclops' look recently in an interview with Power of X-Men on Instagram, Chris Claremont, the amazing comics writer, arguably most responsible for the best X-Men storylines in the 1980s, weighed in on this teaser and suggested that Famke Janssen, Jean Grey, could return in Doomsday as well.
What a difference a costume makes.
Yeah, what do you think of the Doomsday teaser with Cyclops?
How to put this tactfully? Have you ever noticed that with almost...
Nigga said, how to put this tactfully? Because I already know what's going on. I just don't want to tell you guys, and I don't want to spoil the movie. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
Costumes that work in comic books, in real life, they don't register as brilliantly as they do in print. I mean, yeah, Jim's designs are gorgeous on the page, and the thing I find most wonderful about it is the bringing back
James Marsden,
the original James Marsden. No, they're bringing back the original cast, including Famke.
Now, for what it's worth, at a Huntsville Fan Expo last year, Claremont also made some small headlines claiming all kinds of stuff that were going to come up in...
Oh, you son of a bitch. Everything's breaking down on me, dude. Everything is breaking down on me. Come on, dog. Yo, I really need to I tried to figure out how to get this camera to stop shutting off randomly, or not even randomly. It shuts off after 30 minutes of it shuts off after 30 minutes of being on. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to turn that off. And it's not even the auto on off shit. I don't know what it is. I bet.
Doomsday, including that Robert Downey Jr. would be playing several characters beyond Doom, including a version of Iron Man, that Chris Evans would be playing an evil Captain Hydra version of Steve Rogers, that Elizabeth Olsen would be playing a good version of Scarlet Witch, and that Psylocke would be coming back and Wolverine would kill someone very important. All of this despite Janssen and Elizabeth Olsen insisting convincingly that they would not be returning. And I will say that we have seen other comics writers like Jim Starlin claiming things about MCU films like a young Thanos coming up in Eternals that never ended ended up in the film. Still, I do think that Scott looks distraught enough that he is fighting for or avenging a very close family member, like Jean Grey or one of their kids, Nathan Summers, aka Cable, or Rachel Summers. Now, we should also note that there are other Fox X-Men confirmed for this movie, including Kelsey Grammer as Beast, Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler, and Rebecca Romijn as Mystique. None of them appear here. So does that mean that they go down in this battle? Well, we know they're gonna have more to do in this movie. Like Alan Cumming confirmed that he has a fight scene with Pedro Pascal.
And I'm sort of learning these fights. I'm like, what? Who am I fighting with? I said, you're fighting, hitting Pedro Pascal against the head.
And it sounds like this is a scene that Kelsey Grammer indicated that he was also a part of.
I really had a great time with the new guy from Fantastic Four.
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, yeah, Pedro.
Pedro Pascal.
Thanks, Pedro, wonderful guy. I mean, I really enjoyed hanging out with him. And
Gang, are these old heads spoiling the fucking movie? There's no way.
we worked together.
You worked
Some.
together. You shared a scene
Dumbass.
in
Yes.
some capacity.
Yes.
So I wonder if the way the X-Men get out of this jam with the Sentinels is a rescue from the Fantastic Four, coming from the 828 universe directly to the 10005 universe. And that brings us to the final teaser, which was first attached to the week 4 screenings of Avatar Fire and Ash, and then uploaded to YouTube this week. In my first video, I explained how Shuri's exact words suggest her nephew, Prince T'Challa, aka Toussaint, T'Challa's son, was also taken from her life.
I've lost everyone that matters to me.
But I think my favorite detail from this trailer is how Shuri and M'Baku's armor have been upgraded to include some aquamarine colored pieces of Talokan vibranium. And I think Namor's high collar is woven with black Wakandan vibranium. They're sharing resources. And now that we're seeing it clearly, that is definitely one of the pyramids of Talokan, along with some Talokanil stonework on the wall of the structure that Namor
pyramids
is in, the same
of
structure that we saw
Talokan.
as the Talokanil city that Shuri and Namor visited in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but now it has been relocated to this arid, windswept desert. Yes, Talokan used to be on the ocean floor, somewhere off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Atlantic Ocean. So now this would confirm that either this was all pruned and relocated to the Void by Dr. Doom to form his future battle world, or we're looking at the ocean of the 616 universe that has been drained or scorched to evaporate the salt water, suffered some environmental disaster due to an incursion perhaps. The Talokanil need water to survive, and their water-breathing masks are not designed.
Yeah, so that whole place is cooked. That whole place is cooked. They're all done.
Designed to last forever. So this is a direct assault on them. They are in a post-apocalyptic scenario. But now, looking at these teasers together, I do wonder, while we do see Ben Grimm the Thing, why don't we see the other 3 members of the Fantastic Four? And who is Shuri doing the Wakanda Forever salute to in the final part of this trailer? Does it look like she's returning a salute from someone else who first gave it to her? Which leads us to ask, who of these arriving visitors, A, would even know that salute, and B, feel comfortable initiating it?
Oh, little Black Panther. Oh. Wakanda maybe just Wakanda for the day. Maybe just
nah, bro, what the fuck? Nah, that was crazy. I was not expecting.
But also, I think it is possible that it is not just the Fantastic Four on that ship when it gets to Earth, because I think the surviving X-Men are with them. And that could include a character that Marvel is closely guarding as a secret for this movie, someone who is also denied being in the movie, but someone who I think this movie really needs, someone who could really help with the current environmental situation on Earth, someone with a royal lineage that Shuri would respect, and someone that Thor even mentioned in his teaser if you listen closely.
A life untouched by the storm.
Yes, Storm! Aurora Monroe descends from
Really?
royalty. Could Halle Berry's Storm be part of this welcome party? Now
Halle Berry! If she making a bang, it's gonna be a banger, gang.
Runes around the logo and what I think they are in this video. And then there are the strange alphanumeric codes that flash on screen from the release date to the countdown clock. A lot of you guys have been obsessing over these. For the first one, it flashes briefly to 1E:24:02020. For the second teaser, it briefly flashes to 1E:17BER:02020. And for the third, it's 1E:11BER:02020. You'll notice a similar pattern with the fourth one. Now, there are some theories online that said these might correspond to specific time codes in Avengers Endgame or maybe X-Men Days of Future Past. Specific scenes pertaining to parts of the time heist, like the moment when Loki shapeshifts into Steve to mock him, or the moment when Banner convinces the Ancient One that they will return the stones from where they took them.
Nah, I think niggas is actually thinking too deep into it. Unless it actually is like the date a movie was dropped. I don't know.
This is just an editing effect where some characters switch from the release date to the countdown number. That's why Burr is left in there. And the only thing that changes is the number of days remaining in the 12th month. So for the first one, there was 11 months and 24 days left. So that's why 24 is there. For the second, 11 months and 17 days left. That's why the 17 is there. The third, 11 months and 11 days left, etc. I mean, I really love that time theory, but it's probably not the case. So Franklin Richards, Steve Rogers' son, Love, Nathan Summers, and Toussaint, we've speculated that Doom is gathering these kids as anchor beings, or maybe he just wants these kids for their powers to create battle worlds. But what if they are all a young wave of mutants that he's trying to populate his new world?
That would be wild.
In a future trailer. See, here's what I think Avengers Doomsday is going to do for its trailer timeline throughout this year. I think on Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, we'll see a Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Doom-centric teaser that they have a 30-second version of and a full minute version of. Then the first week of April at CinemaCon, I think we'll see our first official trailer that will be in the 2 minutes and change range. Then at Comic-Con in late July, on the eve of Spider-Man Brand New Day, they'll make some exclusive announcement to the attendees at Hall H that maybe will never come out online, but don't you worry, because I guarantee you the post-credits scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day will be something that sets up Doomsday. Then in September, they're going to re-release Avengers Endgame, and I've theorized that they're going to include an alternate post-credit scene or something specific to get our butts in theaters to go watch that. Then once we get into October and November, you'll start seeing regular drops and behind-the-scenes stuff. They'll start doing the proper marketing campaign. But I ask of you, what do you think of this crazy theory that Steve and Peggy's son could just be a young Victor?
Nope. I do not believe in that theory.
So that when Agbo goes back to show all of us influencers they invited going, "Aww," at their teaser, we're all gonna be like, "Oh God, we're doing that to Dr. Doom." New Rockstars has now officially begun.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that shit, gang.
Rewatch podcast series to catch you all up on the essential Marvel films and TV ahead of Avengers Doomsday. And by essential, we mean all of them. Our first episode about the Blade trilogy is now available on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts. And this Saturday, we will revisit the first 3 X-Men films to show you. It's gonna be so sick. Hey,
nah, they're all in.
And our underground subscribers, Rick Denman, for some.
These niggas are all in. W video. Maybe Steve is visiting Howard Stark, and that baby he is holding is Tony. Huh? That might be a theory right there. If Cap's baby grows up to look like Tony Stark, I will walk out of the theater. Nah, literally, that is such a. I just don't believe that theory at all. But W.